first glance, when you see Rustic Road 64 on the map, you're thinking, why would I even do it? It doesn't look very exciting. It's basically 3 straight sections, and it's just north of La Crosse, so it's kind of in a developed area. I mean, it's sort of wooded, but there's a lot of houses here, and actually there's quite a bit of traffic. But it's what's off the road that makes it stand out. At just over 2.5 miles long, Rustic Road 64 rolls by quickly, but pay attention if you drive from the north, because at roughly the 1 mile mark, you'll find your right turn back into La Crosse County history. Okay, so I am in the parking lot of the historic McGilvray Road. It's also known as Seven Bridges Road. And it will lead us from Amsterdam Prairie Road, which is the road we came in on, to Black River. And this is kind of cool right here. There's a kiosk here in the parking lot that tells us about the history of this road and why it's historically and architecturally significant. It's pretty cool. I didn't realize this was here. I've ridden by this Rustic Road many times on a motorcycle. You know, we clocked it off, we marked it as done, but we never stopped to see why. This is pretty neat. It's just a short staircase down onto the pedestrian trail that will take you through the heart of the Loon Wildlife Area. This sign at the trailhead marks how long of a walk it is to each of the historic iron truss bridges. It's hot, it's humid, and it looks like I have a healthy hike through the woods and bugs to get to the end of this old road trail. So it looks like it's about just under 2 miles to the end of the trail, but we should cross 6 truss bridges. That's pretty cool. And I am super glad that I put on bug spray because the horseflies are pretty bad. It was way back in 1854 when Alex McGilvray began a ferry service across the Black River, which significantly shortened the travel time between La Crosse and Trempealeau counties in southwestern Wisconsin. The ferry operated for nearly 40 years until 1892, when a steel bridge was built over the main channel and 8 wooden bridges over the side channels. This bridge construction now allowed year-long use of the McGilvray Road. So when you get into the shade here, it feels good, but again, that's where the bugs are. There's a lot of water here too. It's been wet. In fact, the path is damp. It's not muddy yet, but it's damp. I'm hoping it's not closed and we can make it all the way to Black River. In just 10 years here in this wet, humid Black River floodplain, 5 wooden bridges were already needing updating, and in 1905, Horton-designed bowstring truss bridges were put in their place. One thing that's kind of cool is lots of birds. You can hear some cool bird calls. Hearing the sounds and catching the views of your favorite birds is what draws many to this Loon Wildlife Area trail. Herons, flycatchers, and several species of warblers breed here. In late summer, waterfowl congregate here, and in the spring, thousands of land birds migrate through. So one thing that's pretty clear is this must be a pretty popular place for a short hike. It's well groomed. The trails are clean. They're mowed. So I have a feeling there's a lot of foot traffic here. People come out with their dogs and whatnot. I can't blame them. It's nice back here. Again, buggy, but that's all right. I bet in the fall it's wonderful. We'll have to think about that. I can imagine what it would have been like traveling on this road, especially in the spring and in the winter when it gets sloppy and a little greasy out here. But wow, it's enjoyable. This would be fun on a motorcycle, a dual sport, but no go. This is a foot-only trail. Well, that little low area is a reminder that this area probably does get flooded out. It's in the marshland here along the Black River, so I wouldn't be surprised if this trail is underwater for a good chunk of the spring at least. In 1948, after 56 years of weather, floods, time, and a lack of funding, the bridges fell into disrepair. Their heyday was over, and the McGilvray Road was closed to traffic. One thing I noticed on Bridge 4 here that I did on the others is you can hear that angle iron chatter as it steps across. It's solid, but it's noisy. Okay, that's 4 down. I think 2 or 3 more to go. The sign said 6, but I thought this was 7 Bridges Road. Maybe I need to read the sign to figure out what that 7th bridge is. But I don't think I've walked 2 miles yet. But I'm sure we're at a good mile already, probably, I would think. At a titch over 4,000 acres, Van Loon consists of primarily floodplain forests, sand prairies, and oak savanna. The thick shaded areas I'm going through are rich with large silver maples, swamp white oaks, and green ash. It's a relatively flat area, and just off the trail you'll find dense layers of prickly ash, buttonbush, and a variety of wildberry shrubs. So since this is a marshland, there's lots of creeks and little river offshoots that run through here. And I can hear splashing going on off the trail to the left and to the right. I'm sure it's turtles and who knows, maybe there's muskrats and things like that around here, I would imagine. Okay, I see bridge number 5 coming up in front of me. I think that stretch between 4 and 5 may have been the longest that we've had. In 1989, the nonprofit Friends of the McGilvray Road was created and formed a partnership with the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources to maintain the old McGilvray Road and its remaining bridges. These volunteers helped stop the removal of nearly all the bridges and have since sacrificed their blood, sweat, and tears to preserve this hidden gem historic site. FMR volunteers help keep the trails from being overgrown. They keep the parking and trails clean and monitor the bridges, providing any needed repairs. You can learn more about what they do and how you can help or be part of the efforts by visiting www.7bridgesrd.org. Okay, well, I just checked on Gaia, and I'm about 3/4 the way through the trail. And I think I've got 1 bridge left coming up. I don't see it yet, but I'm hoping it gets there soon. I'm ready to be done with bugs. When I took a bit deeper dive into the Van Loon Wildlife Area, I discovered they're actually lowering the floodplain in various places to ease the stress on the banks of the rivers and streams, which in turn should help preserve these amazing iron spans for many more years to come. Alright, looks like we're coming to the end of the trail here at Black River, and I just swallowed a whole bunch of bugs. That was gross. Anyway, that's it. It says, what's the sign say? It says West Channel, Black River, Old Bridge 7 site. So it was 7 Bridges Road. I was right, but there's only 6 bridges. Let's go check it out. All right, well, there's a bench at the end of the trail here so you can sit and enjoy the river, but there's no way on God's green earth I'm going to do that. The horseflies and mosquitoes are freaking crazy right now. So I'm going to double time it back to the car. And with that, I think I'm going to wrap up this video. As I sign off here, I'll show you some B-roll of the rest of the Rustic Road 64, just to show you it all the way through. But the key part is right here. So it's not even a road at all. It was a road, but now it's a trail, a hiking trail. Oh, excuse me. And a mighty fine one at that. 6 bridges to cross, and well worth it. However, I would say, why don't you wait till fall when the bugs are done? Because right now, I need to start running. And with that, you guys take it easy. Go get lost on some beautiful back roads, and I'll see you later. Overall, Rustic Road 64 was an incredible surprise, despite the incessant bugs, delivering way more history and enjoyable exploration than I ever expected. If you want to learn more about this Rustic Road, the Wisconsin Rustic Road program, and the Van Loon Wildlife Area, I'll leave the various links in the description below. Thanks again for watching, and take it easy.